takes a lot of effort. And sometimes you don't appreciate yourself until when you find the students you have trained coming back to appreciate you.
Okay.
Like I experienced that in September when I retired. And I was amazed because you find people coming either from US, from UK, sending money into my account. In fact, some of them I will just be wondering, who is this one? And I will charge them, reintroduce himself or herself to me. So, and so we can say that I'm happy that the labor has not gone in vain.
Let's get to know you. Who is Professor Babatunde Olushola Adeleke Adegoke?
Yeah, this 70-year young man.
I wanted to say 70. You don't look 70, honestly. You don't.
Yes, I have been passing that comment.
Yeah.
So I was born in Ibaye, that's in Odrotin, local government of Osun
State.
Yes.
Okay.
In 1955. My mom was ill, and as the last born, I was with her. And my brother had to move her to Ibadan, and of course I was around 5, so I had to come with her to Ibadan. And when she got better and she had to return to Ibadan, my brother said, no, you are not taking with you again. So since then I stayed with him. So he was the one I knew as my dad. If I was calling him daddy, because it was so many years. You see, I been born in 55, and he was born in 1930, and he had already as of that time he had children that were older than me, so I had no choice but to call him daddy. So my primary school. So I started primary school in Ibadan, Christ Church School. School 2 was at Mapo. Then school 1. So those days, from primary 1 to primary 3, you had school 2, which was at Mapo. Then once you get to primary 4, you move to Odinjo. That's where you have school 1. But I didn't complete my primary school at school 1. By the time I got to primary 6, we already moved from Itabale, where I was staying, to my brother's house, personal house at Total Garden. So, which was quite far from where we were. So, I changed my school to St. Paul's School 2, and that's why I had my primary 6. And from there, like in the ground school. So, from 1 to Form 5, then thereafter I moved to Ibadan Ground School for my HSC. And right after, moved to UI. And from after graduation at UI, I worked briefly with Oyo State government. From 78, after my youth service, I worked till 1982, and I got a scholarship to go to US for my master's. So I was at the University of Pittsburgh, and I returned to Nigeria 1985. I returned to Oyo State Hospital Management Board, working at Ring Road. Then from there I moved to Saudi Arabia. I worked in Saudi Arabia for 5 years. And I left Saudi Arabia because I thought I had a job in US. I was interviewed and I got a job that was going to pay me a lot more, about 4 times what I was earning in Saudi Arabia. Even though I was not smart enough, because if I was smart enough, Saudi Arabia was not paying any tax. So whatever I was going to
you would have stayed.
Yeah, I would have stayed. So but that was the period of June 12th. So I returned to Nigeria, and in the process, I couldn't get my visa to travel. So that's how eventually I became a lecturer. So at that time, I was still having a master's. And since I now became a lecturer, I decided, well, if you are going to be a lecturer, then you have to get to the top. So I went for my PhD at UI, and I obtained my PhD in 2003. So that's the journey I'm right there employed as a lecturer 1 in UI. Then got promoted to senior lecturer, and from senior lecturer to professor in 2012. So that's been the journey.
So what was growing up like? I know you said you stayed with your brother.
Yeah.
Incidentally, is quite a bit older than you and had kids. You were older than you. So what was it like?
No, the kids, incidentally, the ones that were older than me, they died.
Okay.
So, but I knew that he had older kids. So those of them that were growing up together, in fact, the one that eventually became the first child, I was 2 years older than her.
Okay.
So we were schooling together. So,
so it's like...
So all of them were just... So even up till now, they don't call me uncle, they call me brother.
Okay.
Brother, that's what they call me. So.
Okay.
And I want to thank his wife, who incidentally died last year. So I want to, for accommodating us. But as of that time, whoever was coming from Ibayi, the first bus stop is my brother's house. So they are there until when they can find their feet.
Okay.
So once they can locate his house, that's where they are. And she was taking care of us along with her own children. So I still want to appreciate her. She did a lot. So when she died, I said, well, she was my mommy, she was my teacher, because she taught me in school. So and my sister-in-law.
Why did you decide to go,
and study physiotherapy? Yes, it wasn't as in those days. In UI, there are only two courses in the Faculty of Medicine. So it's either you're going for MBBS or you're going for physiotherapy. So automatically, when you make medicine your first choice, physiotherapy will be your second choice. And once you don't get admitted for your first choice, if you are good enough, they give you the second choice. So all of us, as of that time, we didn't know much about physiotherapy when we went inside. We were just there because, well, it's another course. It was why inside that we got to know what physiotherapy was.
And you developed interest.
In fact, some of us were saying that, okay, after graduation, I think I go into something else. But here we are. We stayed. And we are reaping the benefit.
And you were fulfilled?
Yes, very fulfilled.
Okay. Maybe you can share some of your experiences as a physiotherapist. Did you practice or you were just a lecturer?
Of course, I said earlier where I was talking about my growing up. I said, okay, I finished my youth service in 78, August. And in those days, you don't really look for a job. It's as if job is looking for you. So I end of July, I ended the youth service. And by 3rd of August, I already had my letter of appointment. And I was just playing around. My brother was working in the secretariat, and he told me that you better go and report, because if the day you report will matter whether somebody becomes your senior or not. So I went. So by 8th of August, already obtained my letter of appointment. And after appointment, I was posted to State Hospital Oyo. So I was at State Hospital Oyo from that 78 till 1982 when I traveled to US. So I was actually, and working at Oyo, apart from working at that State Hospital, we had a program that we call Itinerant Physiotherapy Service, put in place by our boss then, late Chief Ajao, who was eventually became Commissioner for Youth and Sports in Oyo State under Popola. So using that, from Oyo, I will travel to Shaki through Isheyin, and we were were doing that twice a week. So I will stop over at Isheni. The hospital, they are ladies' hospital. There will be patients waiting for me to attend to. So when I finish with them, I moved to Shaki. So Tuesday and Thursday, I was doing that until I traveled to the US. But by the time I came back, again, I wanted to return to Oyo State, but at that time, I think they have created Osun State.
Okay.
So it took some time before I could get reinstated back into the civil service of Oyo State. So when I resumed back, I was at briefly at the Oyo State Hospital. But at one point, the governor said they were turning Adeoyo to a maternity hospital, so we had to move to Ring Road State Hospital.
Okay. Now, going through your CV, I discovered that you did your NYC at the General Hospital, Owerri.
Yes.
That's in the then Imo State.
Right.
Now, I also realized that you started a physiotherapy department there. How did it come by?
Well, they have a big department of physical medicine and rehabilitation.
Okay.
And they were just trying to put the department up.
Okay.
Not that there wasn't a physiotherapist. There was an elderly physiotherapist.
But there was no department.
There was no department. And even those days, I would see her on Monday, and the next thing she would tell me was, I did go across the road. So that's it. So when there is anything to do, ward round, everything, I was the one involved. So I was the one that actually set up the department. She wasn't part of it because she was already a bit old, and I think she was looking forward to her retirement.
Okay, then. So, and is the department still thriving?
Yes, it's still thriving. It's still thriving.
Do you go there often? At least to see what you started.
Well,
I mean, it's a good thing.
I wish I could go there, but in present day Nigeria,
because of security issues,
implications, and things like that. So, but at least I've been there once since I left as a copper, and all glory to God, the department is still thriving.
Okay. So there must have been something like this department established or founded by so person. At least when people go there, they must see something to show that it was you that started this department.
I think maybe politicians enjoy that kind of putting, but those of us who are in public service, you don't get recognized that way. Nobody. It's a government department. They are not going to put anything there that established.
Well, it must be maybe in the.
But all we see there, they will see my photograph.
Exactly.
Especially, they gave me an elaborate Sandford party.
Wow.
And in fact, the whole hospital was involved when they were begging me to stay, but I said no, there's no way I could stay here. I had to go back to my own people too. They also need me. So. Well,
I wish some of our young ones would just simulate this, because when many of them go for their youth service, it's either to enjoy themselves. It's time for me to enjoy myself. That's what's at the back of their minds. But they should take a cue from this. Do something impactful. At least what we started has impacted so many lives now.
Yeah, it's very important. But you find out that a lot of our youths, in fact, the first is that they don't want to get posted outside
their jurisdiction.
In fact, I used to joke with my former students, if you feel from Ibadan and say you are posted to Lagos State.
The parents do not even want their children to go out of their.
I say, you are not doing your service.
Yeah.
But those days, some of my friends were scaring me, even going to. So you just have two cutlasses, put one at the bottom of your suitcase, put one and put the clothes over. So if you see the one at the top, you still have one to fight yourself. But no, I enjoy myself. You see, the good thing, when you find yourself in a new environment, try to integrate.
Yeah.
if you try to integrate, people are ready to help you, to assist you. They know you are a foreigner, but they are willing to assist you. So by the time we are leaving the NYC camp, I was already